Alright, so now for some sharpening. I took this Sharpie, this magic marker, and I just happen to have red, but whatever color, and I colored up this edge that I want to grind on both the knives. Then I'll just hold that knife, and what I'll try to do is, if I want to grind it at around 20 degrees, 25 degrees, 20 degrees, somewhere in there, I'll hold that knife roughly 20-25 degrees off the level, and then I'll try to hold this thing level. And see, I put that magic marker on there because I can see if I've got the right angle, the existing angle is on there or not, or if I need to take more off the edge, or if I need to go back further. By the time I'm done, I don't want to see any of that red on there. I'll try to keep it centered as much as possible, just so it's going to get all those tips nice and defined, well defined as well. And so that's the process. It's fairly manual, obviously, it's slow, but it's enjoyable. And I mean, I looked on YouTube a bit before I started this, and there's a lot of different ways to do this. And with me and with everyone else, I'm sure, you just use what you got on hand. And this is kind of a combination of something I already saw, doing it with these wooden dowels. So I think that's going to work good enough for me. Alright, so I excuse me, made it all the way across that knife, got rid of all the red, so I can see I touched every part of that serration right down to the edge, because there's no red anywhere. And then once I get done pulling this thing across those serrations, it forms a little tiny bit of a burr on the back side here. And I was wondering about how to get rid of that burr. And I thought with this one here, I'd do it just with those stones. Just take a real fine stone, like a 4 or 5, 6,000 grit stone, and just set this thing right on the stone and run it around and get rid of that burr, flop to the other side, and then hit it with another finer grit on here and flop it back, and so on. But with this knife here, it had a really nice, it says Hankels and all that stuff on there, so I don't want to run a stone, so I just put it on the cardboard. So I haven't done that one yet. I just put it on the cardboard and just very softly run it across like that a few times. It doesn't take very much. It flips that burr, largely gets rid of it as you get into the finer grits. And I think that does the job. I was just going to add, it really helps to have some overhead lights. I don't got nothing fancy. It's just these things are just some rechargeable lights. They get recharged on the USB cables, and they last pretty good. But it's got this clip on here. We got them for the boys, for just to put on top of their bed for reading. But works pretty good here too. So now, you can't see it that well, I'm sure, but I want to move that knife around until I can see that light reflect off that edge. And then as I'm sharpening, I can see if I'm getting rid of all the red, or if I need to move it more that way or more down like that. And so I'll just kind of just play with it and get rid of the red. Okay, so I got both knives sharpened up with, well, I just finished the 1000, so I got one more grit to go, but just very lightly run the back side of that down that cardboard, flip that burr over the other side, and that next finer grit's gonna flop a little bit back the other way, and eventually, as you go through the finer grits, you'll get rid of that burr. but she's starting to get pretty sharp. Okay, so I hit them with 320 grit, then 1000, then 2000. And I don't want to go too fine with these things. They get used, do some pretty good work, but nothing too delicate. So before I'm done, I like to hit all the knives with this stuff here. It's a cleaner. I'm not really sure what kind of solvent it is, and I can't trust anything except for the label. But it says it's non-toxic, plant-based. So I'll hit those blades with that, and use that just to get rid of all the red marker. And I don't think it takes too much to get rid of whatever little burr might be left there now, but that does a nice job of shining her up and making her look nice and pretty. So then once they're cleaned up, then they can go up back to the people that own them. The old rechargeable lights are starting to get pretty dim here, but this is the end. So for we color good, I use these magnifying glasses to look at them all the way along. And right now I'll put them on and have another good look at that blade and make sure we got all of the red marker off and all the burrs. You don't want to be eating any metal. So anyways, that should be good for now.